Welcome back to episode 6 of my Weakpoint Wednesday series, and in this episode I'm going to be covering triceps, how you can build tricep thickness while developing that complete horseshoe looking tricep. So I'm going to be giving you a full workout for that. But before we actually dive into the workout, I actually think it's very important to discuss the anatomy of the triceps because this will ultimately allow us to choose the exercises that are the most effective for actually building a complete tricep. So the triceps is actually comprised of 3 different heads. The first head I want to talk about is the long head. That's actually on the back of your arm. The reason why this one's important is because this actually makes up the most of your tricep mass. So it's very important that you choose the right exercises that are going to focus on that if you really want thick triceps. The next head that you're going to want to focus on is the lateral head. So that's the second head. That's actually more towards the side of your arm. And with it being on the side of your arm, it's actually the most visible from the side of your physique. So developing both is very important for getting that horseshoe. And then you get the medial head, which is the final head, the third head. It's a little bit less visible, but it does play a big role in terms of actually overall tricep strength and stability. So you want to be able to balance all 3. So that's what I want to go into next. Now that we have a basic understanding of the anatomy, now I'd like to move into the exercises that I feel are the most optimal for developing big, thick triceps.
I'm going to be dividing the tricep training into training them twice per week to really get that frequency in while spreading out our weekly training volume. So with that being said, the first exercise is going to be the close grip bench press. This is going to be our main progressive exercise, meaning we're actually looking to progressively overload the amount of weight used from week to week. The closer or narrow grip reduces the chest and shoulder involvement and increases the tricep activation by actually working the entire tricep or all 3 heads. Unlike the bench press, we aren't focused on creating an arch with our back, but instead we're actually going to have our back flat against the bench and feet flat on the floor. Here I've actually programmed 4 sets of 8 reps to really prioritize the use of a heavier weight. The second exercise is going to be the seated overhead dumbbell extensions for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. With this exercise, you want to keep both of your hands flat on the inside of the dumbbell while also trying to keep your elbows as close to your head as you comfortably can. You also want to have back support when performing this exercise to allow you to focus on solely feeling it in your triceps. And with this exercise being an overhead movement, it will primarily target the long head of your tricep for really building that thickness. Another great variation of this exercise is actually the standing overhead single arm cable extension, but since the dumbbell actually allows for a greater loading potential, I think it just makes more sense for this given rep range of 8 to 10. So definitely you want to focus on really controlling the weight the entire time, and if you do find yourself you're trying to use body momentum, then definitely lower the weight. The third exercise is going to be the rope extensions for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And now we're moving more into the isolation exercises for the triceps. And with this exercise actually targeting more of the lateral head. When performing this exercise, you definitely want to make sure both elbows are tight or close to your sides. And you want this exercise to be very controlled, really trying to maintain that strong mind-muscle connection the entire time. When the rope reaches the bottom, I like to think about pulling both of my hands away from my body. I find that this helps to increase the activation I feel in my triceps, so consider giving that a try for you. The final exercise for our day 1 tricep training is going to be the cable kickbacks for 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. This is definitely the most underused exercise for the triceps, and I feel people neglect it because of how little weight is actually required to stimulate the muscle. So don't let your lifting ego get in the way and limit yourself from all the great benefits of actually doing kickbacks. By incorporating all 3 movement patterns, which are going to be the overhead extensions, which we did in the seated dumbbell overhead extensions, side press downs, which we did in the rope extensions, and this is actually going to be behind your back, which is going to be the third and final movement in the cable kickback. So I feel like by doing all 3 of these movement patterns in our tricep training, you're really able to optimize the growth by having a complete and balanced workout. So with that being said, I do prefer the cable over the dumbbell for the kickbacks, just because of the constant tension. I feel like it creates a consistent range of motion. What you want to do is you want to keep your arm parallel to the floor and really try to eliminate any movement in your elbow and focus on completely extending your arm behind your body. Now moving on to day 2 of our tricep training, with the first exercise being the tricep dips. Similar to the close grip bench press, this is going to be our main heavy progression exercise with the goal of progressively overloading from week to week. So with that being said, I've programmed 4 sets of 8 reps, and if you find your body weight too easy, then you can definitely add weight like I did here. And if you find that your body weight is it might be a little bit too heavy and you're struggling to get the 8 reps, then you can definitely do this with the assisted machine. This exercise is another great mass builder for really developing overall thickness. When performing this exercise, you want to avoid leaning forward, but instead have an upright posture. This will actually place more of the emphasis on your triceps rather than on your chest. The second exercise is going to be the skull crushers for 3 sets of 10 reps. This is a great exercise for really getting that deep stretch in your triceps, and I prefer to use the easy bar because I find it a more comfortable position for my wrists. Another great variation is actually the lying dumbbell tricep extensions. I just like this because you're able to target each arm individually, really helping to balance out any strength or physique indifferences. But with this exercise, you definitely want to hinge at the elbow, allowing the bar to come in line with your forehead, hence the word skull crusher. And once you reach the bottom position, you want to press the bar back up and really contract and squeeze your triceps at the end. This will really help develop the long head, but will work the entire triceps as well. The third exercise is going to be the single arm cable tricep extensions for 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. This will be a direct isolation exercise, really allowing us to feel a nice burn in our triceps. And the single arm variation allows us to work each arm individually, and which as bodybuilders is very important to ensure we're actually getting a symmetrical look. Notice how I'm completely extending my elbow and locking out my arm. I find this allows me to feel a full contraction by using the full range of motion to really light up those triceps. And the use of the cable once again creates that constant tension, really allowing us to increase that time under tension, really helping to stimulate new tricep growth. And we're going to be finishing off our workout with the diamond push-ups for 3 sets of 10 reps. After the previous exercises, your triceps should be completely pumped, and this is a great bodyweight exercise to really finish them off. In my opinion, bodyweight exercise is the most under-programmed exercises in most people's training programs, and if anything, they should be definitely prioritized in your training. So the difference here with the standard push-up is actually you're taking a closer hand position, really allowing for more tricep involvement. And trust me, this one's actually much harder than it looks, so definitely don't underestimate the difficulty of this exercise.
Alright, so that's going to conclude this week's episode for my Weakpoint Wednesday on tricep training. I hope everybody really enjoyed the video, and definitely give these exercises a try. I guarantee that they'll definitely help with bringing up your triceps if they're a weak point for you. But just like with anything, if you're consistent and patient with it, you're definitely going to see results. So I would definitely recommend prioritizing your tricep training over all your other muscle groups from anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. And I guarantee that if you do so and you're really consistent and you're patient with it, and you do these exercises that I recommended, I feel like these are the most effective for doing so. You definitely will see some tricep growth. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. I'd really appreciate it. I do have a lot of great content in the works that I'm really excited to share with you guys and release. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notifications to make sure you're getting notified every time I drop a new video. YouTube kind of has a funny way of hiding it, and I would really appreciate if you guys got notified every time I drop a new video. So definitely turn on the bell notifications. Also like the video. It kind of shows some support for my channel, and also might help expose somebody who is interested in this type of content as well to see my videos. So don't forget to drop the video a like. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to be releasing a new video. I do twice a week uploads now, so you're going to be expecting uploads on Sunday and Wednesday. So yeah, until next Sunday, which is going to be November 17th, I'll have a brand new video for you guys. So until then, peace out.